Yeah, it's definitely that giving back. It's not about receiving anything, like she was saying. It's not about just getting the gifts. It's about what you cherish within the moments with those that you share those moments with. Greetings and welcome to Tea Vybz Tribe Podcast. My name is Amaru, and this is my beautiful wife, Shana.
Thank you, handsome. And we are Our Essence of Serenity. And again, this is our podcast where we like to sip tea, but we'll be switching it up today and basically invite you to the table to have various conversations. So usually my husband will let you all know what the tea of the day is. And we usually list all of that over here. But in celebration of Christmas, and forgive yeah, I have a bit of a cough, but in celebration of Christmas, we actually will be mixing it up and having hot cocoa and including some things that to make it even better than just having just the regular hot cocoa. And we will also be talking about like what we do because as some of you may already know, we're not religious, we're more so spiritual. But we both grew up in a religious household, so there's just certain holidays that we enjoy celebrating. I think me probably more than my husband. But, we have our reasons why and how we kind of tailor Christmas to fit our beliefs and create our own tradition. So before we get started, look, none of these items are sponsored. So we do have hot cocoa. We have some marshmallows. We have the Andes mint. We have some cinnamon. And then we have some English toffee finishing sugar. So I guess let me pass my husband his pack. And then I usually mix them up with like the fork. It's easier to mix it to me than with the spoon.
Okay.
But basically, like I said, I'm more into Christmas than my husband. Really, the holidays period, with the exception of Halloween. I feel like we both are just as into Halloween. But as far as Christmas, for me, it's more so the memories that I was able to create with my family as a child, and even as I've gotten older. You'll pass me a fork, sweetness. Even as I've gotten older, spending time with family. Now as I've gotten older, it's not so much about the gifts. Really, I don't have to have anything for Christmas, but I do have to have that time with my family. And that's not the only time. One of the things that I guess for us that makes it more non-traditional is that we get together with our family even when it's not a holiday. So it's kind of like Christmas Day is like an excuse for us to get together again and be able to just have fun, kick back, and relax. So
Yeah, I agree. Like my wife was more so saying, it's really about the traditions of it is really solely based off giving back, and that's something that I'm very fond and very profoundly driven to encourage when it comes around this time of the year. Say again?
I'll send some marshmallows.
Oh, yeah, it's definitely that giving back. It's not about receiving anything, like she was saying. It's not about just getting the gifts. It's about what you cherish within the moments with those that you share those moments with. So in my case, it's the same thing, spending time with family, having that quality time, being thankful for those moments that we cherish with our loved ones, and just being able to be in the moment of that, that holiday spirit, so to speak. So around this time, I like to more so give tribute to my ancestors. I usually do that around Hallows Eve and Thanksgiving, but also on Christmas, because Christmas is also ancestral driven when it comes to giving homage to nature, which is where you get your Christmas tree, the Christmas wreaths and whatnot. Nature is heavily involved. The mistletoes, the pine cones, there's a lot dealing with the energy sources within that very aspect of Christmas. So yeah.
And then for me, it's so much of a thing of, like I said, I'm not really. Now, there are certain things that I do incorporate when it comes to Christmas time that are deemed as being traditional. But my reasoning behind it, like I love Christmas lights. And the reason why I love to, we don't put Christmas lights up outside of our home, but on the inside, because it reminds me of when I was a child. Mm-hmm. So at times when, we're sitting here and we have the Christmas lights on, I guess it just brings me back to my childhood. And at times it puts me back in, that moment, which for me, it uplifts lifts my spirit. So for me, it's also reliving something that was so important to me as a child. I remember as a child, my dad, he used to, both of my parents, but he would, as far as hanging up the Christmas lights around the house, in places where my mom couldn't reach, and then us decorating the Christmas tree. I happen to feel like that at some point we're going to switch up things and incorporate, Christmas in a different way.
Yeah.
But also for me, like I said, the biggest thing for me is spending time with family. And like my husband said, for us, it's not so much that I have to buy you a gift because it's Christmas time. It's just that, let me get something for you. And even if it's a thing of, here's X amount of money, get something that you really like. It's about seeing a smile on that person's face. But I personally, like I said, do not feel like, it has to be gift giving. So yeah.
Yeah, I feel that, the certain aspects of Christmas is too commercialized. Mm-hmm. Whereas you have a lot of people that go more in debt when it comes to, buying these things that we can't afford, just to appease those that may not even appreciate the links that it took for you to actually purchase those items.
Yeah.
So, I believe if we took more of the marketing strategies out of the aspect, and just more so, like she was saying, the feelings that we used to get as children. Because I don't know, when I was a child, I couldn't sleep that very night of, because of the the excitement of opening up toys and just being a kid, being in the midst of embracing that childhood essence that we as adults tend to lose. So yeah.
So at this time, we will hear a word from our sponsors, and then we will be back to tell you, speaking of gifts, something that you can do. Actually, speaking of how my husband said it's commercialized and they use it to make money, how you can actually make money on Christmas Day. This video is sponsored by Tea Vybz, which is a holistic line created by Our Essence of Serenity. The Relaxation Butter is a moisturizing butter that is infused with catnip. Catnip is known to provide a calming effect and aids with skin irritation. Our Relaxation Butter also has shea butter, which is known to aid with stretch marks, dry skin, dandruff, prevent cell damage, enhance skin texture, and more. We've also included oils such as jojoba oil, vitamin E oil, and more. Not only is our Relaxation Butter beneficial for the skin, but it's also beneficial for the hair, as it reduces split ends, makes the hair shinier, and provides moisture to the hair. To read more about our Relaxation Butter, be sure to check out our website, www.ouressenceofserenity.net, under the Tea Vybz tab.
And we're back.
Yes. So I won't give away detail, but there's actually a way on Christmas Day. Like I said, it's us having fun, but how my family, we incorporate things to whereas we actually make money on Christmas Day. And it's basically a game that we've created. So I won't go too much into detail, but it's really a game. Actually, that started with my mom. She created it. So that's like our way of, we may give each other a few gifts, but it's more so just a game for us to have fun and for us to make money versus spending so much money for Christmas time. Also, one of the things that me and my husband do that's more so our tradition and not really a tradition tied into Christmas per se is we watch Mr. Bean on Christmas Eve. So I don't know how that's going to play out this Christmas Eve because we actually have different plans, but I'm pretty sure probably this year we may watch it the day before Christmas Eve, the night before.
Yeah, we'll find time for it.
So any other ideas that you want to add? I know you mentioned as far as them incorporating nature more.
Yeah, just vibing out with nature, coming across whatever resonates with you when it comes to incorporating nature in your Christmas festivities and whatnot. And when it comes to decorating or whatever the aspect may be, incorporating nature, it changes the game when it comes to the natural essence of it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And to expound more, when my husband mentioned the ancestors, like we're heavy into making sure that we honor our ancestors. We don't worship our ancestors, but we honor them. And then I can't speak. An idea that you all could kind of take into consideration is maybe giving offerings to your ancestors. I feel like that can also be very beneficial for your ancestors. A lot of times we think of just buying gifts for each other. And although some may say, well, my ancestors can't actually eat this food that I may cook for them, but it's the energy behind it. It's just like if I was to make my husband some hot cocoa, and the loving energy that I put in it, he can feel that energy. So it's all about the energy. So it's just the very fact that you thought about them on a day that more than likely they used to celebrate, with you all when they were here in the physical. So
those intentions. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So just more so, if you don't celebrate the holidays, you just don't celebrate the holidays, and that's fine. If you do celebrate the holidays, and you want to make it to whereas you make it your own, you make it to whereas it's non-traditional. For some people, they love the whole traditional vibe of Christmas. So more so, just make it your own. Corporate, even if it's a thing to whereas you eat a non-traditional Christmas meal. So, I mean, just switch it up that way. You may not want to have Christmas decorations up, but you may want to decorate with other decor. So, at this time, we would like to invite you all to subscribe to our YouTube channel, like this video, share, comment, hit the notification bell. I won't go into a long outro, but be sure to check out our description box because it'll have our website, and you can check out other things about us when it comes to Our Essence of Serenity. Anything you want to say, Sweetness?
Just be mindful of the quality time that you spend around these times and these holidays. Not more so what you can get, but more so just embracing the quality of those that you truly love and care for in the time that you spend with them.
Including yourself.
Especially with yourself.
Yeah. Love on yourself. So, at this time, take care until next time. And what do they need to do, Sweetness?
Y'all stay lifted.
All right.